Hey, what's going on, everybody? Marty here with Comic Book Fanatics, and this is a video that should have been done like, I don't know, a few weeks ago, I guess. But I have been waiting for a comic book store to finally get off their ass and send me my books that I had ordered. And I'm going to get into that a little later on, because I've had this problem with the same comic store like maybe 2 or 3 times already, and I've just had bad experiences with them, and I'll get into that a little later on. But let's get into some comic books, and I want to show you guys a few variants that I got in, I guess, at the beginning of the month or so. You guys are very familiar with this. You guys seen these already. You guys have already been through other people's videos, but I want to show you guys because I've been meaning to do this video for I don't know, a few weeks already. And I'm just getting around to doing that. So, the first one I got for you is the variant from the Justice League Suicide Squad #1. And this is the Bermejo variant from Forbidden Planet. And an absolutely gorgeous cover. And, you know, there's a little bit of a glare, so, as you guys notice, and no matter where I turn it, the glare is not going to go away because I put it in Mylar, and I really love some Mylars because they really enhance the book, brings out the color in it, and I wish I could put all my books in Mylar, to be honest with you. All right, but so let's move on, because I've got quite a stack to go through that has been building up, and this haul right here is just one of the stacks. And I've got a couple more hauls that will be coming up here fairly shortly that I need to catch up on. So the next one I've got is this is from the Buy Me Toys. It's the Buy Me Toys variant, and this is a Joe Jusko cover. And let me tell you guys, Joe Jusko, I've been following this guy, this artist, since Savage Sword of Conan Saga from the 80s, for when I was a kid. Man, this individual does some amazing work. Growing up, looking at a lot of their artwork, I remember being on those magazines, being on heavy metal magazines. He did what else did he do? Oh, he was up there with some of the other great artists like Luis Rojo and Boris Vallejo. And if you're very familiar with those artists or know of their work, or if you don't know of their work, I recommend you guys checking that out, Googling it on the internet, or if you've seen some of their artworks in the past. It's just amazing artwork. A lot of iconic, not necessarily comic book art, but fantasy art, and that's what I kind of really get into. But also, Joe Jusko is just today, too, Wednesday, came out with his line of comic book superheroes that he had did a while back, but they're just releasing it. So I think there's like 36 of those coming out, I believe. And I saw 2 of them at the LCS today. One of them was, I think it was the Vision, and the other one was something else. I can't remember, but does some really great stuff. And I'm glad that he's coming out with more of the DC and Marvel lines, because a lot of his work was on. He's done things like Warlords of Mars, De La Thoris, you know, so a lot of that fantasy artwork in the comic books. But now you're starting to see a lot more of his stuff in the DC world, and also in the Marvel world as well. So keep an eye out for him. He's always been a wonderful artist, really great artist. All right, moving on. I've talked enough. Now this one is the Unknown Comics. It's the Kirkman variant. So if you guys are familiar with Kirkman, you know he has that style of artwork, and that's just another Justice League Suicide Squad variant, one that I picked up. And of course you guys know, and if you don't know, if you're just tuning into this, I love Harley Quinn. It's a wonderful character. She reminds me of a character in the Dragonlance series that I used to read by the name of Tasselhoff Burfoot. And if you're familiar with the Dragonlance series, then you'll know who that character is. But almost in a sense, very whimsical, very naive in a bit, and just very playful, but but a wonderful character nevertheless. So that's one of those right there. And here I've got another Justice League and it's versus Suicide Squad. Now this is a connecting cover. This is by Francesco Mattini. And if you guys don't know, Francesco does some amazing artwork. Well, here's one of them. Here's one of the covers right here. And then here's the other part of the cover. Now, Francesco's work is just, I mean, a lot of his stuff is starting to become, it's always been mainstream, but it's starting to become very looked at now. Just kind of like how Del Otto just started getting looked at. And they've done, no, don't get me wrong though, they've done great work for a very long time. But it's just, I think now they're becoming more recognized by the mainstream as opposed to just, you know, kind of being hidden and still doing their work. Because you know, you hear the regular names like J. Scott Campbell, Alex Ross, Adam Hughes, but you don't hear names like this very often. Mattini, Stedwick. I mean, a lot of these artists are starting to come out, and they're starting to really be put in the limelight, which is awesome, which is wonderful, because they do some amazing work. And I don't know if you can see the, let's see if I can do this. See, is that better? There you go. That's the connecting cover for that. So I was very happy because I love his artworks. I'll keep bumping that. Okay, moving on. Here's another Justice League versus Suicide Squad, except this is the Midtown variant, and this is by Mark Brooks. And Mark Brooks does he's another amazing artist that he's been around for a while, but I really just started noticing him since he started doing his run on Star Wars. So I'm very happy with the type of work he does. Now this is also a connecting cover, and here's the other cover, and I'll put them together as well. Of course, you guys know this Harley Quinn. I love his rendition of Harley too. He does a great job. Let's see if I can put that together. There you go. And there's the connecting cover to that. Now there's also a wraparound black and white. Let me put this right here, and I'll show you the wraparound black and white. And there it is. And it's the same. It's the same, except that it's just wrapped around. And I'll take it out of the bag here. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about. So you've got this, and then that right behind it. So you have your wraparound. One complete solid piece there. So, and I had to get that. I mean, it's one thing to get two books that are colored, and that's a connecting piece, but to be able to get a complete solid wraparound. Now, I'm not sure if they actually did that one in color. I don't think they did, because I looked for it and I didn't see it, and I would have loved to have gotten the wraparound in color if they would have came out with that. Alright, now the next one I've got is from AOD Collectibles. This is the Ashley Witter cover, and not very familiar with Ashley Witter, to be honest with you. But I really love this character. I'm sorry, not the character, but I really love this cover. You know, it shows how playful Harley can be, and then you've got the brooding Batman right there, just like, what the freak, you know? And so I actually, from AOD Collectibles, I actually had to get this from Canada. I ordered this one off of eBay because I can't find this. You can't find this anywhere around here. So this is one of the covers that if you want something like that from AOD Collectibles, and AOD's comes out with a lot of good covers. So let me move this away here. Put this down. All right. So the next one I got for you guys is from Most Good Hobbies. This is the Dawn Mateague cover. If you guys are not familiar who Dawn Mateague is, she started out doing a lot of Zenescope type of covers, and then now she's starting to become more mainstream and get to DC, because I think, and Marvel, I believe she did the Conan Red Sonja cover, a variant cover of that as well. But this is the Justice League versus Suicide Squad one, and this is the ink is done by her, and the coloring is done by Sabine Rich. And then this is the black and white, because I could not get the color without getting the black and white. And this just shows Don Mateague's style of artwork right there, you know. And you can tell that's where she signed right there, and doesn't have Sabine Rich's signature, because Sabine, of course, did the coloring, and hers is right there. So, and I would love to get a commission done by her. However, from what I heard, and I don't know how true this is, but I believe this individual because he knows her very well, that she will not put pen to paper for a commission under $300, and I'm not even sure what you'll get for $300. You know what I mean? But however, that's a shame, because you know, you have a lot of people that are big fans of specific artists, and some of these artists are, you know, people have been following them for years and years and years, and for one reason or another, you know, people have been touched by their artwork, by their storylines, or what have you. And it's a shame that a fan can't walk away with something original without paying that amount of money for somebody, you know. And I don't think it's fair to the fans, to be honest with you. I understand the artists have to make a living off their work, but I mean, they wouldn't have a living without the fans, if that makes any sense. So why not give back to your fans, you know, in one way or another? I mean, what's it going to hurt, I guess, if you draw like a headpiece for, I don't know, something that, an amount that someone can afford, right? So I don't know. That's just my take on it, to be honest with you. And you know, I've seen these crazy prices just go up by these artists lately, and you can't get a decent head sketch without, you know, some of these head sketch I could probably freaking do and charge you $300 for it, and it'll come out the same way. Anyways, all right, people, this next artist right here, this is, first of all, this is the KRS Comics variant, and he goes by the name of John Boy Myers. Let me tell you, this guy pushes out some amazing work. And his stuff, once released, is like pancakes, like hot pancakes. You can't keep those around. If you see a John Boy variant of a John Boy cover, pick up one, not just one, but I'd recommend picking up 2 of those bad boys. Because his work sell out quickly. They sell out very, very fast. I've seen that firsthand, and he does amazing work. It's not surprising to me that he does some amazing work. I mean, he's done this, and there's a few other ones that I have of his Harley Quinn rendition, and I love it. You know, and personally, I think he almost, and it's not it's a similar style to J. Scott Campbell, but with his own flair to it. But it's almost that in a sense, okay? I'm not saying he's adopting that style, but I can see a similarity in that. So, anyways, this of course is the black and white one. Well, they call this the black and white, but there's color to this, so I think it's half and half. That's what I would call it. But when you actually look it up, it's considered black and white. All right, this next set of books right here, you guys are very familiar with. This is the Legacy Comics variant by Artgerm, and if you guys are cover collectors, you guys will know Artgerm's style of art, okay? Because you can identify Artgerm's covers by itself; it's standalone. So here's the color version of this, and then here's the Copic version of it. Beautiful, huh? And then also I picked up the Virgin variant to this. And I bought that on the Legacy Comics website, and for all three of those, I can't remember. I think it was like $20 at the most, I'd say. It wasn't expensive at all just to get all three. I mean, just one alone. I know a lot of these vendors, people that try to sell some of these books, sometimes they raise the prices up on this one. Just for one book, it's $20 freaking dollars. Unbelievable. Anyways, okay, moving on. So the next group I have right here, it's the Bulletproof Comics variant, and this is the Del Otto, and you guys know who Del Otto is because he made a big name for himself, I guess, within the past year or so. I mean, his work's been out for quite some time, but when listening to a couple guys from the Comic Book Fanatics site, and actually TiVo mentioned this before, how this guy actually started getting his name more and more popular was through the CGC forum, I guess. I mean, as I mentioned, his work's been around for quite some time, but it's not, I think, not until the beginning of last year that his name is starting to really come up a lot. And here's the Copic version of that. And then, of course, the Virgin variant of that one. And as I mentioned before, I got that from the website, and for all three of those, they have the package you can buy, the set of package you can buy for it's very inexpensive. So I jumped on that quickly. And here's another set right here. This is this one right here is the Del Otto variant. Is another Del Otto variant. This is from Bulletproof Comics. And this has been out a while, but I finally got around to picking it up, and I got it in my collection because I really love the artwork, and I like his artwork. So I picked the Batman and the Catwoman up. This is from Batman #1, the Rebirth variant. Beautiful cover, and you can't go wrong when it comes to Batman. So I love the way he did that. All right, next one I got for you is a few J. Scott Campbells. And actually, this one is not a J. Scott Campbell. This one is actually a swipe off the Amazing Spider-Man, is 601, 602, 603, one of those ones. Okay. But anyways, it was kind of reverted where it was Mary Jane here, and it was the Black Cat kissing Spider-Man. So the artwork's from Sia, and so she just kind of like did a play on that one, which I thought was pretty cool. And she does some good work as well. So I like that. She's really cute Black Cat she did too. Really cute how she did it. Okay. Alright, and then the last few I have are some J. Scott Campbells. And this one right here is the variant edition, the Avengers #1. It's got Spider-Man, it's got Lady Thor, and it's got the Wasp in it. And of course, everybody knows what J. Scott Campbell's style looks like, and it's one of those things that if you're very familiar with some of these artists, then you know that, okay, this is a J. Scott Campbell, or this is a Artgerm, or this is a Alex Ross, or Adam Hughes. So you can't miss that. And then I bought this set. This is from the Campbell store. I picked up the Gamora variant, the #1 Gamora variant, and then the variant to that variant is this one. So, and I got that one, and of course you can't go wrong when it comes to J. Scott Campbell. I love his artwork, and I don't buy his artwork, and I don't buy a lot of these artwork because I think they're going to go up in price, or these prices are going to go crazy, and I think I can flip them. No, I buy them because I love these artists, I buy them because I really, really enjoy looking at their artwork. And that's the thing, if you want to take your chances on trying to see where the next variant cover, if you want to play that variant game, man, 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose more than you win. So I'd recommend you guys just collecting because of the love of it, and now there was a Matini cover that just came out, I think last week, and it is the Gamora #1 variant, and it has one side of her face and the other side is like she's holding up the sword, and you can see a skull reflection on that. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? With that bad boy, I've seen it on eBay. I've been watching that for the past few days, and that bad boy goes up to about, say, $80 to $100. And you know, me personally, I think because it is an amazing cover. It's a wonderful cover. Now, there are some variants that I see that will either maintain their price or they would drop within the next week or two, right? Or they will steadily keep going up and up and up. One example is and I always revert back to this, is the Adam Hughes Harley Quinn variant. That seems like it's always going up and up because of the reason, one, you know, it's Adam Hughes. It's a great piece of work. But then again, with the hype of Harley Quinn, that just causes the book to soar, right? And then you've got books like the Matini one that just came out, the Gamora #1. Amazing artwork. Now, will this one continue to go up in price? It's yet to be seen. Will it go down after the hype? It's yet to be seen. But I'm kind of keeping my eye on that one because I would love to get my hands on that book. But I'm not willing to pay that variant hype price that everybody's jumping on right now. I'm going to wait within a few more weeks to see where it goes. I'm sorry, within a week to see where if it starts going down. And then within 2-3 weeks to a month, I'd have a better idea of where that book is going to go and if I'm going to spend some big money on getting that cover. Because there was one book, and I'll show this on one of my next hauls, that I've been waiting 2 years to try to get, and that cover just took forever for it to go down. But anyways, this is my haul that I wanted to share with you guys. And as I mentioned before, this was something that was a long time coming. I should have waited. I should have done this about earlier on the month. However, because of comic exposure, not sending my books to me on time, and this is the same issue I've had with comic exposure in the past, where they've never sent out my books. So I give them, I don't know, a couple weeks, 3 weeks to a month. And then I go and I email them you go on their website and you can click on the contact us link, and then they have a portion where you can fill in your and email them, and then there's a phone number you can try to call them. Well, one, I don't know how many messages that I wrote to those guys and they never freaking answer me. Two, I've tried to call that number that they provided and it's not even a working number anymore. So I go on their Facebook group and I have to post something on their page, on their timeline, for me to get a response from them. You know? And of course, they're not going to post that because someone, of course, is monitoring it. So, but then I finally get a response from somebody saying, well, just message us here. I'm like, no. Why don't you just look into my issue right here, and then you get back to me and you let me know what the problem is. You know, so terrible customer service. I'm sorry, guys. Comic exposure, not a big fan of them. Plus, they jack out their prices on their variants. You know, it goes to show you that's one of the comic book shops that are trying to get every bit of that penny that you earn just to make a profit on that. Man, I'm gonna tell you, just not a big fan of them. And I probably will not use them anymore, to be honest with you. Now, some people, you guys' experience might be better than mine, and you guys might swear up and down how wonderful they are. But I'm just going based off of my experience with them. So they definitely lost a customer of me, and I'm not going to probably order from them anymore. And I say probably because I may see they might come out with an exclusive that I've got to have. You know, and then I'm freaking swallowing my words, man. But at least I got this out. At least I've got it off my chest, and letting you guys know that they freaking suck. You know, if you suck, you fucking suck, right? And that's how I feel about him. So, anyways, what else? Yeah, you guys already heard about Ben Affleck bowing out as the director of Batman, and a lot of people have gotten their panties in a bunch because of that. But you know what? Here's the thing, guys. This guy is playing Batman. This guy is writing. Okay, this guy's producing. All right, and then he was trying to direct. Guy, let me tell you, this guy plays a superhero. He's not a superhero in real life. I personally believe that he felt like he probably bit off more than he can handle. Well, more than he can chew, as a matter of speaking, you know? So, I can't fault the guy, man. This guy he was probably freaking burnt from that. So, yeah, you know, sometimes you realize that into the end, man, like, oh shit, man, I got a little bit more into what I was hoping for. So, I don't know. That's my personal opinion. Much respect for the guy for trying, and much respect for what he's been doing. But for some people who are you know, as I mentioned, got their panties in a bunch for that, it is what it is. Okay, now they've got to look for a director. Good luck on that. I hope they find a good one, and I hope the movie comes out wonderful. All right, guys, that's all I got. You guys take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Thanks for watching this, and I should hopefully have another haul video coming out by the end of this week, because I got a few books that I wanted to show you that I picked up at my LCS, and they're basically covers that I found that I thought was really beautiful, and I just wanted to give you guys an idea too if you've never seen any of these covers. But all right, talk to you guys later. Take care of yourselves and collect what you guys love.